In the deep, dark woods of the Ozarks, some secrets are best left buried. The story goes that back in 1921, a lone hunter, miles from anywhere, stumbled upon a scene so gruesome it would curdle into a local legend. It wasn't just what he found that was horrifying. It was what was inside it. This particular tale, passed down around campfires for generations, is as unsettling as the dense forests that blanket the region. As the legend has it, the hunter found the rotting carcass of an animal he couldn't possibly identify. It was huge, shaggy, and decaying, but the detail that truly cemented this story in local lore was the claim that its insides matched no known species. People whispered of bizarre organs and a bone structure that just felt wrong. Now let ease be clear, there are no official records or newspaper clippings from 1921 to back this up. Skeptics rightly point out that a decomposed black bear can look pretty monstrous. But the story stuck around not because of what the animal was, but because it seemed to be physical proof of the region's most terrifying cryptid. That spooky story from May 1921 just be folklore, but it gave a body to a creature with a name, the Ozark Howler. Across Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma, descriptions of this thing are unnervingly consistent. It's said to be about the size of a bear, with a stocky frame, thick, shaggy fur, and two prominent horns. Its eyes are often described as glowing red embers in the dark, and then there's the sound that gives it its name, a chilling, otherworldly cry described as a horrifying mashup of a wolf's howl, an elk's bugle, and something that sounds all too human. Some people try to trace this legend back to one of America's first folk heroes, Daniel Boone. A popular story claims that in the early 1800s, Boone wrote a letter describing an encounter with a great black brute with horns on its skull. It's a fantastic detail, but historical records show no such letter ever existed. It seems to be a modern piece of fiction added to make the legend feel older. And isn't that how folklore works? A good story always finds a way to get even better. So where did the idea come from? It's possible the roots of the howler run deep, a convergence of tales from all the different people who settled this rugged land. Some speculate it pulls from Native American legends of supernatural guardians of the forest. Others see a connection to the Irish and Scottish immigrants who brought their own spooky stories, like the Silwusul, a spectral hound that could steal a person's soul. As the decades passed, the stories kept coming. In the 1950s, folks reported a black, goat-shaped creature darting through the trees. In the 1980s, a trucker swore he saw a cat-like creature with a beard and those same haunting red eyes. The details changed, but the core idea is chillingly consistent. A large, dark, horned beast that simply does not belong. Even today, the encounters continue. Hikers report hearing deep, resonant howls that don't match any known animal. Every few years a new story bubbles up, like one from Forsyth, Missouri, where a couple was so rattled by screams near their home they set up a game camera. The photos they shared were blurry and inconclusive, showing a dark shape half hidden in the gloom, and the sounds they recorded stumped the so-called experts they sent them to. So what about actual physical evidence? Believers will point to a handful of grainy trail cam photos and eerie audio files. In one case, someone claimed to have clear photos of the howler from Devil's Den State Park, but they were pretty quickly dismissed as a hoax, and this is where the whole thing gets tricky. Cryptozoologists and biologists are largely in agreement. Most sightings are probably just misidentifications. The Ozarks are home to black bears, which can look incredibly strange in low light. Mountain lions, though rare, could also be mistaken for something more sinister. The Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has even suggested some calls they have received about the howler might be cases of escaped pet panthers. But does a bear have horns? Does a mountain lion make a sound that terrifies experienced hunters? Probably not. However, one compelling theory attempts to explain the howl. Some wildlife experts have noted that the American red wolf, a creature with a truly unique howl, was hunted to near extinction in that very region. Is it possible that some of these sightings, or at least the sounds, are the ghostly echoes of a real but forgotten predator returning to its ancestral home? Now that's a chilling thought. The Ozark howler seems to live in that foggy space between what we know and what we fear. It's a legendary monster born from shadowy forests, campfire stories, and the very human need to explain the unexplainable. It's the misidentified cry of a fox, the fleeting shape of a bear in the twilight, and the cultural memory of beasts brought over from the old world. That gruesome discovery in 1921 is almost certainly just a story, but it is a story that perfectly captures the chilling possibility that something unknown is still out there, just beyond the edge of our understanding. The Ozarks have a way of swallowing sound and secrets, and as long as there are dark woods and strange noises in the night, The howler will live on a reminder that not all mysteries are meant to be solved. What do you think is hiding in the Ozarks? Have you ever heard an unexplained sound in the deep woods? Share your story in the comments below, and if you want to unmask more mysteries, be sure to subscribe and like this video.